BoDean 52, how are you folks? Hope you are well. There are tons and tons of modifications you can make to your Harley Davidson Touring motorcycle, and I have 3 of them that are my favorites. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you what number 1 is. So somebody asked me the other day, of all the modifications you've done to your Road Glide Limited, this one happens to be a 2021, isn't it beautiful back here? What is number 1? If you had to suggest one modification that you could do, and it was, I don't want to use the word no, cost doesn't matter, but let's just say it's, I don't know, a couple $1,000, $1,000, whatever. What is the number 1 modification you would do? So if you follow the channel, you know I've done videos on my 3 favorites before, but now I need to narrow it down to 1. And I thought I knew what it was, and I think now it's problematic. And I'm hoping that you're going to help me through this. All right, so the first one in no particular order, so we can make a decision for me. So apparently I have some focus issues, and having a hard time making a decision on which is number 1. I figure if I talk to you about it, I'll be good. And at the end of this video, I am sure that I'm going to come up with number 1. So let's first talk about one of the 3. Again, no particular order, is the seat. I have a Mustang 2-up 1-piece seat with backrest, and I have had it for about, I don't know, over 2 years, 2.5 years. I've had it on my Ultra Limited, and I've had it on this bike, and I freaking love it. I'm sure there's better seats out there. I get it. From my perspective, the ones I've tried, there isn't. But it's preference, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's really preference on what you like, what's important to you. Just like all 3 of these. It's not necessarily what's important to me, because it matters for you, right? And how you ride and your style. But the seat has been incredible. This seat happens, I'm 6'3"-ish. And this seat puts you back a couple inches, and it's just extremely comfortable. I like how the backrest works. I mean, I have rode a couple 1,000-mile trips with it. No pain, always comfortable. And I will tell you, I have never once thought about putting another seat on it. Period. It's always going to be Mustang in my life. So the seat is incredibly important to me. Mrs. BoDean likes it as well. She does say that it's not for her as comfortable as the stock seat, which always amazes me. But since she rides with me 2 or 3 times a year, she's like, don't worry about it. Keep that seat, obviously. And so seat is, Mustang seat is incredibly important to me. I don't know how I would do without it, honestly. All right. The second thing, handlebars. These ape 12-inch handlebars by Factory 47. I think they call this the Signature Series, if I remember. Have been incredible. I will tell you, the stock ones on a Road Glide Limited for a guy my height and arm length is terrible. I felt like my arms were like here, right? And even though I turned those bars up, putting these on have been fantastic. I think they look cool. I don't do things necessarily that just for how they look cool, because I want it to be comfortable. And, you know, other than people telling me at some point there's a risk of me getting thrown off the bike, up in the air, and landing on this and puncturing myself and dying, I love these things. And honestly, there have been 3 people that have said, dude, be careful of those bars. If you ever get ejected, it's going to be a problem. And I'm thinking, if you're one of those 3 people, I appreciate your concern for my safety. but I just think the odds are pretty low. So I'm gonna roll with these. But they are extremely comfortable. Again, a bunch of long rides. Had them on, I guess it's just been under a year. So I got probably 5,000 miles, which is about how many miles I have so far this year on this bike. I do have a Road King Classic that I ride as well. But these handlebars, I think, look fantastic, but they are so comfortable. And I don't care what anybody says. I believe you can turn the bike better with bigger bars. I just do. For me, and I'm talking about slow maneuvers, I can without a doubt make sure that I can turn the bike better. There's just no question. No shoulder pain, no nothing. They're super comfortable for me. Could I have went to 14? Yeah, maybe. But 12s are fine. And I actually did a video, I'll link in the description, on, do you have to have 14s or 12s okay? And I'll let you check that out, because everybody always asks that question. Do you wish you got 14s or not? So, and the third thing is suspension. So I put on the back of this bike, I have not done the front yet, I have Revo A 13-inch shocks. And it's funny, everybody was always asking me, dude, how are they? Do you really like them? Do they really make that much of a difference? And when I had my bike with the stock on them, I'm like, these aren't that bad. I really don't feel it that bad. You bottom out every now and then. Rarely. I'm like, they're not that bad until I put these on. And then I realized, oh my God, what have I been missing? And of course, everybody told me that. And I'll put the fronts on at some point. So extremely comfortable riding. Extremely forgiving, if you will. If you have a bad back, or you got to get a sore keister. Did I say keister? You should upgrade your suspension just for that. And heck, the bars help that too, and the seat helps that. You should get all three of them, to be honest with you. But the suspension is amazing. So I'm talking through these, and I want to know, if you're listening to me so far, which one do you think I like the best? Put it in the comments section, and I'll tell you what. So let's knock one of them out. The seat is extremely, like I said, extremely comfortable. But if I think about it, the stock seat wasn't horrible, other than it sent me too far forward. But I could have lived with the stock seat. Maybe I wouldn't have liked it. So we're going to knock out the stock seat as my favorite. So that leaves us with the bars and suspension. And you feel a pause, which is never good when you're a motovlogger, but it's me saying, man, I'm having a really hard time choosing. And I guess at the end of the day, even though I love the look and how they feel, I gotta take the bars off of my favorite list. Which leads only to one, which is the upgraded suspension on the motorcycle. And I'm only halfway done. So for me, there is no doubt suspension is the best of all three of my favorite upgrades that I've done to this motorcycle. If you're trying to decide, I'll put some links to all three of those in the description so you can go kind of check those out. Feel free to always send me a message if you have any questions, either on here in the comments or a private message under BoDean52 on Instagram. And you know what? What I think is number one to me, honestly, is just information for you. You need to make that decision on what's important for you. How far you ride, how long you ride, how important comfort is to you. You know, it really matters to what is specific to you. But I'll tell you what, all three of those if at some point you can put those down as goals to do, I will tell you, it makes your life experience riding a motorcycle totally different. That is it for me, folks. Thanks for listening in. Definitely appreciate you enjoying the fall here in Michigan, and hopefully we still have some more riding here. But be safe out there, check in a friend, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, folks.